By now, you've probably seen this video by the Raccoon Lab.
I will never use perf boards for my projects again, because now I can 3D print my circuits.
And you've probably thought, damn, that's cool, but how do I do it? So here's how you can make your very own PCB using nothing but a 3D printer and some copper tape. Well, you do need some solder, a soldering iron, third hand, knife, cutter, scissors, tweezers, but those are just the basics. Without further ado, let's get right into the video. Right off the bat, make sure that when you're designing the board, every single hole on the board should have a minimum inner diameter of 135 millimeters and a minimum of 2 millimeters for the outer diameter. I found that 135 millimeters is the minimum to print properly and to fit a header pin. That's why I'm going to use it for every hole in the board. Now let me show you how to export it. Go to the top right corner to File, go down to Export, and select the one that says Step. Check Cut Vias and Board Body, uncheck Export Components, then check Export Tracks, Vias, and Pads. Press this button to select the location to save to and hit Export. Now open up Onshape or any CAD software of your choosing, select the file that you just exported, and press Import. Now go to Plane, select the front face and offset it by 1 millimeter. Flip the board over and do it again for the other side. Now go to Extrude and one by one select all the top surfaces of all the pads and traces. Go down to where it says blind, change that to up to face and select the plane corresponding to that side of the board. Now repeat the last two steps for the other side of the board. Select everything and then change it to up to face and then select the plane corresponding to that face. Now finish the extrude. Now you can hide the main board and select everything that's left. Right click on them and press Boolean. Now unhide the PCB and select everything again and Boolean them. Now export the part as an STL and import it to your slicer. You know I've got to use that green for the authentic PCB look. Now I like to orient the model, but you don't have to if you don't want to. Now go to the top and select the cut function. Reorient the cutting plane to cut the board in half. Perform the cut and arrange the models automatically. Now for print settings, go to Strength and turn on Detect Thin Wall. Then go to Quality, scroll down till you see Wall Generator and set it to Arachne. Now you can finally slice the model. And if you have low calibration, definitely turn it on and hit print. I've got the parts printed out. Let me teach you how to apply the copper tape. Pick a side. I'm going to do the front first. Aside from the copper tape, you're going to need three things. You're going to need scissors and a knife to cut the tape, and a fine point tweezer to help you out, although it's not strictly necessary. First thing we're going to do is cut the tape down to size. Now you can remove the backing and stick it onto the board. Now apply pressure all around to reveal the traces. Once the tracks are mostly visible, take your knife and start cutting them out. Okay, so after a lot of cutting and repairing, even some neck pain, it's finally done. Make sure everything's clean, nothing's touching, there's nothing loose, and if there's anything that fell off, now is the time to repair it. Once you're satisfied, you can start working on the second board. Gonna do the exact same thing as last time. Peel the backing and place it on. Press on everything to reveal the traces, and once you can see all the traces, cut it out with a knife. Okay, so here I've finished it. It came out faster and cleaner because practice makes perfect. Now that we have everything prepared, it's time to assemble. I'm going to start with the microcontroller. First, I'm going to take its header pins and push them through the holes. There will be a little bit of resistance. That's totally normal. Just push through. And then the second one. There we go. Perfect. Now once they're in, take them back out again. Just like that. Now set this aside, take the other side and poke the holes. Sometimes you might get pins that come out because it was too hard, so take anything and gently press on it. Just like that. Now do the other side. Perfect. Now take them out for the last time and just carefully inspect to make sure everything's good and not shorting. And also on the other board, everything seems good. Now put them back and line up the other side. Perfect. If you push the header pins from the back first without puncturing them, it'll become very messy like this. So make sure to puncture them from both sides so that it can turn out clean. Not gonna solder this on just yet, let me do the other pins. Before I continue any further, let me talk about vias. Vias are used to connect one side of the board to the other. And luckily with this method, we can use vias. Let me explain how I've set them up to work. This is 30 gauge wire, and if we tin it, we can slide it in through the hole and solder it on. And then if we cut away the excess, cut the rest from the other side and solder that on, you'll have a fully functioning via. And now if you repeat that for all the other holes, then you'll have a 3D printed PCB with vias. That's crazy, I know. Alright, now let's continue. Gonna install the headers. Before I solder anything on, I'm gonna check all the connections to make sure they're okay. I'm gonna set my multimeter to continuity mode. The best way to check is to check the beginning and the end. Okay. Okay. Perfect. Okay, so I found a pin that isn't connecting properly. Let me see if I can fix it. Would you look at that? Of course it's not gonna connect. The fix is very simple. Just take some extra copper tape, place it on, and then cut it out, make sure it's good, and then try it out. That's more than enough. No need to overdo it, although you can if you want to. Now let's test it out. Perfect, it's working. Okay, that's this side complete. Everything's working. Okay. All right. Okay, so that's all working. How about these? Perfect, everything's working. Now we can flip it over and solder it on. Now I want to point out that at the end of the day, this is still plastic and it could melt. So when you're soldering it, make sure to go quick enough that it doesn't melt it. It won't melt very easily, but just keep it in mind. Oh, and also definitely don't use components that heat up a lot. Anyway, let me solder it up. Now, as you're about to see in a minute, SMD soldering is possible, but it's not recommended. If you're gonna do it, just know it's hard work. It's not easy. But in one way or another, it is possible, which for a lot of people, that actually opens up a huge world. And I'll try to experiment with SMD in the future. Anyway, let me solder it on. I have to switch to a fine tip for this thing. Yeah, that looks good enough. That went much better than expected. Wow. So SMD is actually totally possible. Okay. Let me solder in the buttons. Now the buttons are a little annoying because their legs aren't long enough to penetrate through the other side. I'll try to put a lot of solder on it and hope for the best. If that doesn't work, I'll cut it and make it shorter. I think this strategy is just to keep the iron on it a little bit longer so that it can melt and push down and connect it. You know what I mean. Let's test if that actually worked. Yeah, it doesn't seem like it worked. Alright then, actually let me keep the iron on it a little bit longer and see if that helps. Okay, I've just burned everything here, but I hope it works. Hey, there we go. What? Come on. I have to feel around for it until I feel the pin. Yeah, there we go. It should work now. It's not working. It's not even connected. Oh my god. This is getting very ugly. This doesn't work. I don't know what to do. Oh, I feel like it's worked. Let me solder it on from this side really quick. All right, and the moment of truth. All right, there we go. So you just have to mash everything together and it should work. Not very professional, I know, but come on, this whole thing isn't professional. It's just a proto board. Let me solder the rest of the things on here. The microcontroller. All right, there we go. Now the audio module. There we go. Almost everything's soldered on, just the LED strips left. And yep, this thing has LED strips. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go, that's the first one. That's amazing, wow. And there you go. Your very own PCB. This turned out way better than I expected. And especially if you design the board correctly with the correct hole settings and everything, this will be very easy to do. It's just a little bit tedious here and there. You have to clean up some messes that you made, and you might have to deal with legs that are too short, but it's pretty doable. I don't have code for this whole thing, so I'm just gonna install WLED and run the lights. Please don't explode, 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 please don't explode. I think we're good. I don't think this is a short circuit, but why not check? Yeah, that's ground. It's not a short circuit. Wait, which one is the 3 volts again? This one? I mean, I can't find a short circuit. Crap. Yeah, okay, I think I found my problem. How did I put this in series? I forgot that you flip this thing around. Okay, I need to fix that. Please work. Yes, I fixed it. There we go, save. Hey. It works. There we go. So there you go, you have your very own PCB. Make sure to not repeat the same mistakes I did, and I hope you have a good experience with it. I just had a crazy idea. What if instead of cutting it manually like a caveman, I used a vinyl cutter? It would cut the tape out for me, and I can stick it on whatever I want. I could even put it on something thin and flexible and make my own flexible PCBs. Shouldn't be too hard. I mean, what could go wrong? It went wrong. I mean, it didn't go wrong. Just that when I exported the SVG from KiCad, it was lines and not actual strokes, so the software thought it was a thin line and it was just one cut. So I had to go to Adobe Illustrator and fix that. Don't ask me how I did that. But eventually when I got the software figured out, the machine would cut too deep into the copper tape and actually like clump on the cutter. So I thought, okay, put the copper tape on something else that can hold it down properly, because the backing is supposed to come off easily. So I did that and I put this thin plastic sheet, and that worked. I mean, it's not clumping on the cutter anymore. But now there's a new problem. When I try to take the excess off the plastic sheet, it's too hard. I resorted to using a hot air gun to loosen up the glue just a little bit so that it's doable. After all that work, this is what came out, and actually turned out pretty good. But in no way is it justifiable for the amount of work I put into this thing. So then I thought, okay, I'm not gonna cut it all the way through, I'm just gonna score it. And that also kind of worked. It's not clumping on the cutter, and it's not impossibly hard to take off because it's on the original backing that's made to be easy. But now, because it didn't cut all the way through, it's hard to remove the excess without ripping everything off. It's really one of those rocket situations. Make it too sticky and you can't peel it off. Make it too light and you can't peel it off properly. I'm sure there's good material that's a balance between sticky and not too sticky, but I'm already late for posting this video, so I'll save that for later. But it was cool to experiment with. If I do everything properly and get the right materials, the right stickiness and everything, it would definitely work out. It would be amazing. It has a lot of potential. I'm just not ready to invest my time into that right now. Yeah, my arm got tired. Yeah, I was carrying you guys with one hand even when the tripod was right there. Anyway, I hope you guys liked the video. If you did, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I hope I inspired you to do something cool with these methods. If I did, inspire me back and share your creations with us all. I don't know how to end the video. See ya!